Hi, boys and girls, it's Miss Fusco. So last week you completed two Ed puzzle assignments where you had to work through problems using order of operations. And that's exactly what we're going to look at a little bit further today. So remember, there's an order in which you need to solve an equation in order to get the right answer. So you first look, are there parentheses? Then you look to see if there's any exponents, and then you solve those. Then you're going to look at multiplication and division and addition and subtraction. So I really love this slide because it kind of goes into it a little further. It says the first thing you need to do is look at, are there parentheses? And then solve those parentheses. The second step is, are there any exponents? And solve the exponents. Then you're going to look at, can you multiply or divide? So multiply and divide happen at the same time. That's when you're going to work from left to right. Same thing with addition and subtraction. When you solve those next, if there's both addition and subtraction, you're going to solve them from left to right. There's also 3 examples on this slide, and it reminds you of that little funny way of remembering it. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. PEMDAS, right, is how we remember that order. So we're going to look at a few examples together. So let's look at this example. 3 plus 7 times 6 divided by 3. First things first, are there any parentheses? I'm looking over here and there's no parentheses. Are there any exponents? I'm looking, no exponents here. Multiplication and division, I have to look for at the same time. So I see that there's multiplication here and I see that there's division here. Remember, I have to work from left to right. So the first thing that I need to solve is this 7 times 6. Everything else is going to stay the same for now. So if 3 is going to stay the same, the only thing I'm solving is 7 times 6. That's my first step. And 7 times 6 is 42. So I did my first step. Now, before I add, I have to go back to that division because I didn't divide yet. I have to divide 42 divided by 3. Again, I'm not adding yet. I need to divide first. So 42 divided by 3 is 14. That's my next step. Now, finally, I can add 3 plus 14, and that is going to give you your answer of 17. Okay, let's look at another problem. Okay, 6 times 4 divided by 3 minus 6 plus 2. So first things first, are there parentheses? And yes, this problem has parentheses. That is the very first thing I'm going to solve. Everything else is going to stay the same for now. So I know that 6 times 4 is 24. So 6 times 4 is 24. Everything else stays the same. Divided by 3 minus 6 plus 2. I didn't do anything with those numbers yet. Now, looking on here, are there any exponents? I'm looking, there's no exponents. Any multiplication and division? Okay, so I see division here, subtraction and addition. So just this division. So that's what I'm going to solve next. 24 divided by 3. Okay, 24 divided by 3 is 8. And then minus 6 plus 2 stays the same. Now addition and subtraction happen at the same time, right? So I have subtraction and addition. So I'm going to work from left to right. So I need to do 8 minus 6 first. 8 minus 6 is 2. And then I bring down the plus 2. And I can finally solve 2 plus 2, which is going to give me my answer of 4. Let's get the screen erased, and we'll look at another problem. Okay, let's look at this example. 2 squared, or 2 with the power of 2, right, that's an exponent, times 9 divided by 3. Are there parentheses? Nope. Are there exponents? Yes. Times 9 divided by 3. So remember, 2 squared, or 2 to the power of 2, is the number 2 factored 2 times. So if I solve 2 squared, 2 times 2 is 4. And I'm going to bring down the rest. Times 9 divided by 3. So I did parentheses and exponents. Next is multiplication and division. So I have multiplication and division here. So remember, I need to work from left to right. So that means I'm going to solve 4 times 9 first. 4 times 9 is 36. And then bring down to the divided by 3. And now I can work on my last step, which is 36 divided by 3. And 36 divided by 3 is 12. All right, let's keep going. Okay. I have 6 minus 5 minus 3 plus 10. Very first thing is parentheses, and I do have numbers in parentheses here. I have 5 minus 3. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. 5 minus 3 is 2. So the stick stays the same. And then I have minus 5 minus 3 is 2 plus 10. Do I have any multiplication or division? No, but I have addition and subtraction. So remember, working from left to right, I'm going to solve 6 minus 2 first. 6 minus 2 is 4. Bring down the plus 10. Now I can solve my last step, which is 4 plus 10, and that's going to give me my answer of 14. And one last example. This problem is going to look familiar because you might see similar problems to this on Khan Academy. So remember, when you see a fraction line like this, we have to remember that that means division. Okay? So let's remember that when you see a fraction, let's say we see this, that is division. Okay? We can't forget that. Okay, so I'm still going to follow the order of operations. Are there parentheses? No. Are there exponents? Yes. 5 to the 4th power. Now, 5 to the 4th power is the number 5 4 times, being multiplied 4 times. Okay? So we have to think, what is 5 times 5 times 5 times 5? Well, 5 times 5, we know, is 25. So then 25 times 5 is 125, times another 5 is 625. If you want to check your work, you might want to just double check with a calculator. So if you put in 5 times 5 times 5 times 5, you'll get 625. So this becomes 625. So they did 5 times 5 times 5, which we did up here. So we're on the right track. And it simplifies down to 625. Now, I have still, this looks like a fraction, but remember, that's just division. So I have division and I have addition. So my first step is going to be to divide because I need to work from left to right. So 625 divided by 5 is going to give me 125. So I'm going to bring that down, and then I just need to add 4. 125 plus 4 is 129. Remember, always double check your math with a calculator. Try to do it first with paper and pencil, but then you can double check with a calculator. Okay? Okay, let's get this erased. Awesome job with the examples. Now use these examples to help you on your assignment today, which is to watch a short video on Khan Academy and complete problems just like the ones that we did here. Remember to look back and use this reference sheet and use these examples to help you as you solve them on your own.